I don't know how much the game is left at this point. EG, they gotta find something. Feels like they're panicking a little bit here.
Lion Sumail backing up down bottom. Anticipating this rotation could be inbound. Disaster go back to farming their jungle. S4 farming the other side of it, looking for an Abyssal Blade up next on the Ursa. 2,500 gold, not too far away, but certainly still has a little more farming to do.
I like these Tinker Wards down bottom. Like, if maybe they'll see the difference maker, right? If they can get this lane pushed in, they can find themselves an opportunity on Lover, that would be great, but for now, they're just using the Shadow Blade aggressively. And they're looking to Tower, but it's been ditched by Aster. So it's going to be a little bit more wasted time here, and now as EG, you're like, okay, do we stick around for the bounty room? Tell you a story about GPM talent.
Yeah?
On an Ogre and a Phoenix, I mean, you can buy 1 billion sentries. This Ogre...
90 gold per minute town.
That's why Ogre is just so popular. Like, he wins the lane, and then he controls the vision game, too.
Down bottom, Baboka with the TP. Looks like he'll be good as he flies off the map. Very nice.
They're going to find that pressure into the lane.
Pretty close to Aegis expiration here.
Love to find something small. DD, the last bits of that Aegis. Across the whole map, it feels like EG has nothing but that one Tinker Ward bottom.
Oh, with all that said though, I mean, Aster basically has to do what they did last time to shut down this Terra Blade. TB is still such a scary hero in games like this. One good Sunder can absolutely change it in fight. Still a lot of pressure on Aster to find that CC change. Terra Blade doesn't get that opportunity. Lincoln Sphere and DKB, that's going to be a little more difficult.
Yeah, very defensive. I like that though, it makes the initiations a little bit tough on him. While we're trying to get all the damage before he can be Grave too. And probably going to see, I'd like to see an Aether on the Dazzle, if possible. I feel like that would be a nice way to play from here. Because it really seems like he's going to have some issues.
Definitely going to be tough for him to afford that, but I agree it would be great.
He got the energy. So
yeah, no, that's true. I was thinking more, I think most of his gold's going to wards here for the next couple minutes, so I don't know at what point he's going to be able to stop buying wards and pull up for those last couple
Maybe
pieces.
He should get a GPM talent. How about that?
Damn it, Dazzle.
What's your issue?
We talked about this.
Get one of those. I could see those being done away with. I'm a little out on these things. They feel like respawn timers to me now.
I think that's a extreme comparison. The respawn timers were just dumb. 90 gold per minute is...
GPM talents, dude. 3 sentries?
Yeah.
It just makes you better than other supports. I hear ya. Initiation XFS. Ooh, straight toss. I'll toss that.
He had a follow-up. Pops his BKB, so doesn't get clipped by the stun. Blade mail. EG will just back up.
Edge sentry there too. So plus
Void, yeah. That is a BKB also on the Void now, and a gem picked up by the Phoenix.
Okay. Time to close out the vision.
Another initiation, Chris jumps in there. The toss back onto Sylar, but he BKBs. It's a great Chrono Spear. Yule Scepter used by the Lina, but Fly, he's off to the side. They do find him in the trees as Lover blinks over. All 5 still alive for EG, but Chris finally gets brought down. Now the stun onto S4 from the Supernova. It's not the fight that EG wanted. Fenrir finished off Sumail, and it will be a 3-0 as EG limp back to their side of the map. 30 minutes in, Aster have taken the net worth advantage for the first time this game.
A combination of Ignite and Rockets, I guess, must have brought down Sumail. He was way in the back.
Yeah.
Trying to escape there, and the Grave just not theirs. It had already been used.
Brutal. Felt like EG really tried to force that, though. Tiny jumping in. They handed Sylar a pretty easy chrono there.
Yeah, but at the same time, they've just been like roaming around on the ball on the side of Aster, so like, how else can you fight them? I don't know. If you kill the Void, the fight is over.
Yeah, I hear you.
Toss to tier 1. And there's a minute until they have the egg and the chrono back up, so maybe forcing that fight, it might be enough if it's a really early roach spawn, or if they can just get aggressive once again. I feel like they must have a lot of smokes on the side of EG. I don't think they've used too many. I see one on fly, but I'm not sure. They might have more in the shop, because it feels like they have not been using.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is
it
under
definitely
attack.
does. Looks like they do have one available. Aster in very good shape here. Looking at Roshan, we'll see what that RNG timer looks like here in about 10 seconds. Will certainly become a focus of this game. That is Roche 3 up next. Refresher Shard, game changer in the hands of Aster. Double chrono is so deadly.
I love how Fenrir is playing. He's intentionally positioning himself in these spots where he's between Sylar and the side of EG. Like, he's just running out to that mid-wave. But they're not going to be able to do the same for Phoenix.
Mocha will get brought down. We're going to see a full fight break out.
They're very split right now.
Initiated on. Sylar on the way in. Tinker in the tree lines. This could be alright for Aster.
4 seconds work.
Be able to grab the Tiny and Crit will go down. Buyback on the Phoenix though. It is a 1-for-1, but not a huge gain for Aster.
But alas, Roche is coming.
No buyback on Crit. Is Roche going to be up? What's the timer? 2 seconds. Relatively lucky for Aster, but will they scout it?
Yeah, they have the advantage there on the side of EG. They can actually just spam illusion, better eyes on it. Really similar on the side of Aster's. Bodies in the pit. They're going to smoke them. So they have 2 sentries and an observer on the Ogre.
Scanning for enemy.
Trying to solidify. They don't even check the pit, they're just going. In fact, the scan hits them. Who do you think they're in?
Oh, they jump onto the Terrorblade though. That Lincoln's actually saving him. The duel gets blocked.
Whoops.
And I think that's where this fight is going to settle down. Are they going to find somebody else? Ursa, he's a little too far on the other side.
Oh, that you for Samil? He's going for the chrono. Nice save.
Yep, Aster BKB, or Sylar BKBs, jumps forward, Chronosphere.
Oh, he panics.
Connects only on Sumail. He's got the BKB on, but it might still be enough. There's the shallow grave, and Sumail will deny. Egg goes off in the back line. Very chaotic fight, but obvious advantage for Aster.
Well, he had both for sure in that first chrono, and he doubted himself. He went for the cancel, but in the end, he still secured the fact that they kill Sumail, get some bloodstone charges, he got it in deny. So
BKB is starting to wear down on EG as well. That was the 10-second BKB on Sumail, and now a 7-second BKB remaining on the Terrorblade. Value Lincolns, though, I have to say.
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's a reason he has to build so defensively. Like, this whole game is just Terrorblade for EG. It's the only way they can win fights. At this point, the Ursa has just stalled out so much, especially when he's trying to fight into someone like Tinker. All this AoE damage between Tinker and Phoenix, even just random ignites spouting out, it makes it hard for him to go for the blink plays. So he's fully reliant on just, like, if he blinks and just Abyssal's Lover, the fight could just be over, right? But
yeah, sure.
It's been Aster getting the jump every single time.
That Tinker in the back line.
This is a really deep wraparound here now. From hoping for something to go in.
Abyssal Blade on the Phoenix. They'll bring him down straight away. Now Fenrir might be the next target of choice. XXS nearby, and now the Tinker even jumps forward. Crit will catch him. Big opportunity to try to kill this Tinker here, but they can't do it. He blinks off after the rearm. Now on the other side, Escalor does get Graves. Stays alive a little bit longer than planned, but it's not the fight that EG wanted.
Oh no, it looks so good. They had the dieback hero, but now it's crumbling.
Sylar will just time walk away. The Ogre ends up getting brought down by Arteezy.
They couldn't get him actually. They hit 3 heroes around Arteezy. He couldn't die. And on the backside, Crit did manage to finish off that Tinker first. So that should be enough for them to secure. They have to go for this, even if it's a little bit risky. Like, they know Phoenix has no buyback. They know there's no chrono.
Rough to do this without the Ursa, but I think you're absolutely right.
I mean,
this is one of the only windows that they're going to find.
This should be enough to secure it for them. So that's going to be like, basically we talk about how TB is by far the most important thing in this game, and now he's going to have everything twice at the start.
Yep. But still some more big items on the way for Aster. Faceless Void going to the Butterfly. He's just about there, so he's going to get a huge boost in his effective HP. Terrorblade now picking up the Scotty. A good choice, but have trouble cutting through that evasion. Also, the Halberd is up on Legion Commander. Going to be able to break that Lincoln's and get duels on that Terrorblade a little more easily now.
The classic Legion item. The Lincoln's Breaker Extraordinaire.
Oh, yeah.
Also just straight up good against terribly.
A very even game in terms of net worth. Starting to feel rough for EG, but now a serious sign of life with that refresher shard. Aegis secured.
I think they're going to finally remedy that mistake of not taking these outer towers earlier on in the game. This game could be so different if they were able to secure and try and take away some of this like farming space for the side of Aster.
Especially that tier 1 up top just gives Tinker this access point and spamming out waves.
Finally, it's gone down, and now the tier 2 looks like it will fall as well. Even if it's just free, like they know that they can't really walk into the Stylar too scared. Even going to use a glitch here.
Tier 2 mid also very low.
He wants this, but they all know. Like, I don't know. This is an awkward standoff.
This is a tough angle. This is a game-changing fight right here. EG need to be very careful about how they take it.
They're the one with Aegis and Refresher and Cheese. Like, I'm shocked that Aster even playing this out of the base, frankly, for a tier 2 at 15% HP and using a glitch for it.
Don't look good.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
Tier
has fallen.
2 both fall, stop simultaneously, so that's it for the outer towers for Team Aster.
Delayed a little bit of time, I suppose, right? That's still 3.5 minutes on the Aegis, so close to an MKB for Arteezy, but even with this fresh Scotty, I feel like they could consider high ground.
Farm's incredible. He just bought that Scotty a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, he's quite a bit here.
For 1 on net worth by a pretty good margin. Boca looking for an Eon disc now. It's kind of a bummer for Aster that they had this window where the butterfly could have been really effective, but it was completely mitigated by all the Roche 3 spoils.
Radiant's top tower is under
That MKB will definitely be online when that next fight breaks out. So,
Dire's bottom tower.
It looks like Arteezy's just going to buy it. I mean, you have the Aegis, you have the Shard. I feel like you can just go for the game here. So, yeah.
Dire's bottom
We'll see, though.
tower
He's
is
currently
under
still standing up towards Lilac. He's just a little bit shy, but got enough to finish things.
Aster, 3 heroes in the bottom lane, pressuring this tier 2. No one from EG nearby. Hiding in the trees, kind of baiting with this void a little bit. I guess hoping that EG will bite.
Boots have even been ditched here for Arteezy.
Uh-oh. Raid boss time.
He's waddling.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That'll be the end of the outer towers. Only tier 3s remain here, Trent.
Yeah, pretty bold stuff here. I don't know if they just pressure right up and no contest from EG, so that's a good snipe from Aster to like find that space and get an objective for themselves when they're fighting into Aegis, Keys, and Refresher card.
I mean, I like it though. They're trying to find objectives to stop EG from forcing this fight right outside of the enemy base. I mean, they are honestly doing a really good job buying time on this Aegis.
They're checking scans to see the bounty runs. Crit still comes in though, but it's an invisible Fenrir with the Glimmer Cave. Now Crit.
Aster, he's just wandering into a whole team. Awkward position here. Crit is going to be the one initiated on first, but he does have some friends. There's the duel. Arteezy joins the party, and Sumail on the back line almost catches the Phoenix, but it's not enough. Crit gets the shallow grave. There's the Supernova, but Sylar gets brought down as the raid boss is here. This fight is looking good for EG. They'll bring down 3. The Supernova goes off. Tinker not even in the fight. 1 for 3. Very nice.
Yeah, things just kicking off in a bad way for Aster on that one. Not able to get off any of those key spells.
Just no Tinker. I mean, Tinker is so much of their damage in those kind of initiations.
The egg just feels so underwhelming without the Chronosphere stacked up on top of it too.
Nothing lost for EG there. Still an Aegis, still a Refresher Shard. He's also in the hands of Sumail, back up to 7 Bloodstone charges.
I can't believe this guy has MKB and buyback. That is ridiculous.
Buyback used by Fenrir. Kind of slow. Still a long cooldown on Metamorphosis. Has not used the shard yet.
They've got 30 seconds.
Yeah, so probably back up, wait for that meta. Another gang.
Honestly, it feels like it's just come down to another Roche fight. Unfortunately for EG, as you know, if that fight happens maybe a minute or 2 sooner, then perhaps you have a chance of cracking the high ground. But I think they need to slow roll once again here.
Starting to feel that late game potential of EG as Sumail is just turning into a cannon at this point. Daedalus queued up, so his right clicks are going to start really hurting.
Void feels like he's stalling it real hard though. Like he fought a butterfly that's now countered by the MKB. Again, still the #1 damage dealer on the Dire side. It's going to be really rough for him. And then on top of that, he now feels like he needs a Lincoln. So he is not really progressing. Especially like he has to guarantee the chronosphere, sure, but feels a little rough.
Ogre going for the plus 40 strength talent at level 20, skipping the Bloodlust. The beefy Ogre here, 2,900 HP now.
The Bloodlust is pretty great, but for the most part, everyone just feels the need to go strength.
I think the Bloodlust picked up a couple.
Yeah, I think it's good when you have like PB, or you're in a situation where you're like GG pushing when you know they don't do buyback, like you just can get one extra rack out of it.
Very situated. 40 strength is a lot.
It is.
It's like a lot.
It adds, when you take that talent and the health, it's like 900 HP.
Ooh, initiation here. Looks like they are going to find this kill. That's an Ursa down. The good catch for Aster, but can they get more? Arteezy with the BKB on. Stylar grabs the car on the backline, trying to finish off Fly. It's going to be close, and he will bring him down. Down the other side, Crit able to survive. And Arteezy will just head back up to the high ground as Stylar is still in pretty deep. BKB on, but it's expired. Now Crit hits him with a toss. Arteezy doing a lot of damage. Supernova on the low ground.
Tinker's way in the back too. Lover.
Pops the hex onto Sumail. He's going to eat the cheese. Now Sumail's back and ready to fight. Tinker getting low, the disarm, stopping this Terrorblade from doing the damage he needs. Arteezy can't sunder. He's going to go down, and now Crit on the run. Looks like he's going to fall as well. The neutral creeps will deny it, but he's going to be dead nonetheless. It's all 5 dead for EG. The buyback from Tinker proving worth it as they get completely cleaned up.
The 43-minute neutral deny. Well, it's a pure victory for EG on that little kill. As yeah, it cost them 2160 even with all the kills. Very expensive for the old Tinker, but if that's going to help secure the first tier 3 of the game.
2,400 net worth swing, and now the Tiny buys back. 2 more heroes with buyback available. It's the Lina and the Terrorblade. He does have Metamorphosis. I think he used that refresher shard before he went down. Glyph already been used by EG. There's the tier 3 tower, and this will be at least 1 lane of barracks. Possibly more. We'll see what Aster does, and they're going to go for it.
They want to force the buyback.
They're committing for more.
You have everything.
But what they're waiting for here, maybe thinking they can hold without burning the buybacks. There it is. They try to bait him in. Now the TP's forward. XXS on the run, very low. EG have to get some cleanup kills here to make this worth it, but it might not be possible. The Void Time walks down. Phoenix jumps in, caught by a Yule Scepter, but we'll have another Icarus Sky. No, never mind. It's Fiery Spirits. Bokic suicides in. Okay. Nice catch of the Yules, though. I guess he couldn't make his way out.
He was just making space. He was making sure they couldn't chase. That was the only reason. He was 100% fine with dying.
I mean, talk about economic damage, though. It's an 8,000 net worth lead now for Aster, just like that. That rack.
So far. Well, Roche, though, the time is a-coming. So Arteezy's going to sit in the pit for a bit, need some illusions. Yep. Of course, they won't know that. It's relatively early.
Brutal for EG.
I mean, in the end, though, this is a Terrorblade game. So, if they get the Aegis, the Cheese, and the Shard, this game could just be over. EG could just
run it. Terrorblade, he's level 24, almost level 25, and we've seen what that 5-second cooldown on Sunder can do in team fights.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been getting off anyway, so.
Yeah, but I think when it's on that short cooldown, you can use it a little more. Yeah, exactly. I think he's been trying to save it for those clutch times, and Aster have just been playing around that very well. So, a potential game changer.
Look at this pacing from Stylar. He's so slow.
Well, Crit jumps in. Initiation onto Stylar. Follow-up LSA will be off the mark. Buyback from Phoenix used again as the BKB gets popped by Sumail. Aster finishing off some wards here. An awkward angle for EG to try to initiate.
They had the Dire Crit in there. They're going to take their own posture here. And everyone's just going to play on the enemy side. Perfect.
Absolutely. There's limited buybacks here, but Aster with the advantage.
Welcome to the 900 bonus HP. You can just stand on the rune as an ogre at 46 minutes.
Vici still on the high ground here, posturing like they really want to catch an initiation.
Oh, nice warrior defender, gets them all.
S4 thinking about jumping in, but it's the Legion commander that drops the Ursa, and S4 buys back immediately. BKB's pop, but it's a great chrono from Stylar. He focuses down the Dazzle, and now the Terrorblade is going to be the target. They won. They destroy the Terrorblade. 120 seconds without buyback. EG up against the ropes is now Crit, trying to make it back to his side. S4 with the buyback, jumps in, does bring down Baboka.
Oh, he's going to need more than that.
But is he going to be able to make it out? The BKB, only a couple seconds left. A lot of damage coming his way, and they're going to try to chase him down. Lover just clears the freeze, has the Hex, and it looks like he's going to follow suit.
Aster did it.
5 down on EG, and I think that's game. There's no buybacks.
This game is over.
That's it. They call it. Trent, what a game indeed. Game 1 of this best of 3. EG had an unbelievable early game. 12-0, 13-0.
I said this game was over in like 8 minutes. Then I said it was over in about 15 minutes, and then probably around 20 minutes too.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Aster showing so much resilience. That Faceless Void after an abysmal laning phase, the awful fight where he's stuck at level 5 without Chrono. They completely brought it back. They stayed calm. They stayed cool. Love me, love you. Found all that space in the jungle to recover. I mean, I think that Tinker was one of the most standouts of this game for me with how well he went from getting dominated in the lane. Even we mentioned Sumail didn't even have a courier and was still dominating him, and he came back to do all that.
I think the allocation of just, like resources overall from Aster very impressive. Like that.
Choose your hero.
Just bat. Yeah, okay. Right. Fourth prediction. They were that ready for that one. It's a clean sweep then, I think, for Team Secret as far as the panel is concerned. However, hopefully that's given a clue to one of our commentary team as to where this match may go. Let's hope he's taken the hint.
Are you talking about this guy?
Yeah.
I meant to take the hint on this one?
Yeah. Well,
right.
I mean, I think you knew, Toby. Kyle, it's early. I know you're jet lagged and stuff, so there's probably a reason for the first one, but the second one you're going with is...
The reason no one picks Sven is because it's a secret how good it is, right? Jay Storm, yikes, learned from game one.
Right.
They got this one in the bag.
Oh my god.
They're going to lose all of their lanes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You'll see.
It ain't hope, Kyle.
We got this.
Yeah, I get to cast with you during this game. Like
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I feel happy about this at least because I have an Enigma and a Rubik, and that means I get a guaranteed black hole from Yapsaw. I was actually looking for J-Storm to roll up their sleeves on the coach and do a fantastic draft, but that would actually require Jimmy to wear sleeves. Somebody get his wardrobe fixed. Let's look at our lanes. Let's look at everything that's going on right now.
The way Secret drafts is so smooth, where they open with pretty much Rubik Tiny against Enigma. One dominates him in lane, one's going to dominate him throughout the game.
Alright, who's going to start with the ball? Here comes a rolling ball to forward as well. Millen Yapsaw, goodbye! We're off to a great start!
baby!
J-Storm!
Oh, with the all chat wheel. Flawless. That's why you're picking Sven.
This is why we clap like we're doing a salsa dance with the drafting from J-Storm. It's like we're doing, it's a great time, guys! It's a great time!
What's the win probability now? It's got to be at least like 70%. Look, I mean 52%. That's good enough. Look at that, J-Storm.
Yeah.
They're favorites in this match, Topes.
Yeah, sure. I'll drink some of that Kool-Aid. I'm okay with that. Let's get a feel for our lanes. So it looks like it will be... They're bouncing the lanes around, so Secret are actually going to run the Batrider into the safe lane. Yep. Mid one's obviously going to be in the mid, and they're actually going to then run Nisha on the Terrorblade towards the off lane. And can you get away with this? Like, knowing how much Yapsaw and Poppy just move across this map.
This is the matchup you want for Secret. They want the Tiny and the Bat against the Enigma, because you kill the Eidolons and kill the Enigma. Whereas TB, you don't want to play against an Enigma, because even if you're winning the lane, he's getting his eye on the Archer every single creep wave. Put him against the two melee heroes down bottom with the Rubik. When he pops meta, you're going to crush this lane. They even get the block, so they get that easy Archer deny up first.
I like how Puppy just runs straight past Bryle. Like, he doesn't care at all. He's making it very obvious that he's rotating down towards the bottom lane. This is what you're talking about. Yapsaw is actually harassing Millen out of the lane. Nisha's already popped off Metamorphosis, so Moo doesn't feel comfortable, and they know the Puppy is on the way. He hasn't skilled up anything yet. While up on top lane, Batrider is losing a lot of life. He's at sub 500 just because of the decay from March, so he's going to be a little bit careful. But only a little bit. Without Forev having a stun, Zai is not under any real pressure.
Yeah, Secret's just... like, yeah, they're going to lose top because it's Enigma Undying, but you still have a great matchup here, and you're going to win your other two lanes very hard. Once again, mid one has a significant matchup advantage mid, and that's really devastating when you consider like the inexperience of Bryle and the 10k MMR of mid one.
Yeah. Well, that's what you wanted to avoid, right? Like, it was Nisha who dominated the first game, and now it's going to be... It's now going to be mid one who gets to do it. Either way, the mid matchups, the drafting from Secret is so good. Top lane Zai, he's getting really pummeled by March. He's 452 HP, but he's got Salve as well as 7 stick charges, so Batrider will be okay. And they're already looking for the 2-minute runes. That control, it's a double damage as well for mid one, at the same time as his bottle just arrived, so sure, why not?
Wow, this is so much trouble already. He's getting worked.
Well, Bolt on the bottom lane, they're going in right after Nisha, and they got a lot of damage. March's rotation, a perfect time. That soul rip damage really gave him just that extra oomph. And Puppey underneath his own tier 1 tower, they will not force it.
I like this from J-Storm. I think this is much better for them than double dual lanes. Just trialing down bottom, your Undying is such a powerful laner against a TB and a Tiny. And up top, Enigma's going to be pressured. You can see, look at that creep wave coming in, but you should at least be able to trade, but Zai's doing a great job keeping the stacks up.
Yapso's also keeping very close tabs over on Millen. He's got his telekinesis available at the moment, but Millen, he doesn't have any help coming over, so Yapso's just posturing more than anything else. But 9 sticky napalm stacks on Forev. This TP has to come right now. Get the time anyway. It's one trade off. At least they can get a of people to the top one. But 3 minutes. The 4-2-5.
He doesn't care trading because 2 people side to the tower. You can see the amount of damage that dealt. So that's a huge XP disadvantage now for Forev. He missed out on almost a full level and a half.
And they can just instantly rotate the lanes too. Like Zai's coming down towards the bottom lane. Puppey tossing March back. The Stormbolt is out from Mu, but with Zai's arrival in the lane, 2 sticky napalm, 1 in the flame break. He's just looking to stack it up and then break them.
Yeah, off lane is there's like almost no heroes that are viable nowadays, but Batrider has made a resurgence because he's so powerful in these laning disadvantaged matchups. You can't play Sven or Enigma against the Bat very well. And Zai's already level 3. Like, this is so grim for Mu. Look at his CS.
Yeah, he used Stormbolt to try and get that last hit on the range creep, and it still went the way of Zai. He denied it.
Yeah.
Fun times all ahead. Mid one's using the double damage to pressure Braille in mid.
I was actually doing a bit better than I expected, but it's not ideal.
Good steal of the rune. Millen, my striker race, they're going to connect on him, but they put down one little remnant, no way to go anywhere, and mid one is trapped in. He knows that stick charges up, he can hit another light striker raid, but it's all about the Arc Warden finding a kill, while on bottom lane, it goes from bad to worse on the 5th pick of J-Storm. It's Sven going down for the first time at least.
I mean, that was a huge kill, but they got denied the rune as well. If you let mid one get a free creep wave into rune spam, like it just, especially when you're this ahead on a hero like Luna, or wow, Lina, you just clear the wave so fast. The brow's always pressured. You can see the amount of damage he takes.
Yeah, now TP's coming in from the Undying, but really where J-Storm want to try and fight up on top, and Nisha has obliged him. He came out a little bit too far. The stun control is perfect in J-Storm. They're able to capitalize on the rotation. Nisha will fall.
That's a roaming Sven though.
He TP'd up. I think they're looking for the lane switch so Forev can go down to the bottom lane. But Zai's already there.
This is the...
Actually, Nisha TP's to bottom lane after his own death.
Yeah. Zai's going to have a game no matter where he goes. They want to make sure Nisha doesn't struggle. Zai can do whatever he wants.
Nisha has no metamorphosis, but it's not going to stop him from trying to attack into the tier 1 tower. Zai's
going to farm the wave and the hard cam, just getting a little bit of extra GPM. And just buy space for Nisha. They're trying to do the same on J-Storm, getting Mu into the game. That was a nice rotation from him, but you can see the vision already placed by Puppey. They just want to control this bottom lane. Yeah, March put down the tombstone. He can keep it alive a little longer, but not that much longer. So March, no way to survive underneath the tower. Meanwhile in mid one knew this was coming. The courier went right over the top of that ES's head, but thanks to Braille having double of himself, the spark race through the work. And mid one will fall, so the tier 1 tower taking a while for Team Secret to kill off. Yes, they get the Undying, but the Lina, that early CS advantage is now starting to just drip away. Yeah, this is really cool by both sides, though. I think J-Storm makes the right call abandoning bottom here, and Secret ensures that Undying can't just sit on this tower, keep it alive, and get free experience.
They're going after Yabsor, rolling forward. The Stormbolt sets up for it perfectly, and Forev in the neighborhood. They do a lot of damage on the back of this catapult wave, so they kill off Yapsor. But now looks to claim a tier 1 tower for their own after Secret have claimed their bottom tier 1.
And as soon as Bat Rider shows up, I mean, you gotta go for a kill right here, right now.
Yep, they're going for it. Rolling Boulder once in again. They get the silence off. Bat Rider still able to get a lot of Firefly damage into J-Storm, and maybe Yapzor can capitalize on it. Able to claim one in return, being the ES.
It was really done by 4 there. That knowing he has 6 Eidolons, you can call for that turnaround. If you let Bat get to that tower, you're in super big trouble, because now one hero is pushing 3 away and getting all that farm. You need to be able to make a play like that.
Rolling Boulder. Millen's rotating everywhere. This ES is the way he has to be played. Active across the map. Puppy TP's in. He was looking for the gank on the bottom lane, but forced to TP, but still can't arrive in time.
This is great so far from J-Storm. They're making the best of a bad situation. They were so outlaned, they had to find kills mid, and they've had to rotate heavily in these side lanes. But so far it's done well. Only issue is...
He's kicked down. They don't really have a follow-up, however. Like, a Spark Race now going to come off cooldown. You can put the bubble out. Puppy's going to arrive, and Millen, he will fall. But so much attention now being brought towards the mid that just continues to allow for Rev space to attack into Yapzor up at the top. Margins nearby. They'll storm bottom up quickly. Everyone's nicely spaced up. Yapzor will die inside the tree line.
Thing is, bottom lane, Nisha has just got a completely free game now. He took the last hit on the tower, and he's just camping bottom, and the 2 wards that are in the enemy jungle currently keep him 100% safe.
Do you feel like, though, J-Storm have an answer towards Nisha this time around? Like, the Morphling, there was no answer at all.
And they do. It's more the Bat Rider, I think, that's going to be an issue, but they have an Undying, which is deceptively difficult for Bat to play.
Speaking of Bat, haste in towards the mid. No. Yes, as well as double Arc Wardens under the towers, not one side once.
Yeah. So the only real initiation for Secret is the Bat Rider, but if the Tombstone's down, it's incredibly difficult to get a good lasso off, and Zai is not given a lane to dominate like you might have expected considering his matchups. He's played more of this roaming support, trying to activate Nisha's game. So this isn't going to be that 14-minute blink 4-step bat that we've seen in the past. He's going to be a lot slower, and he's actually going to be rushing bots and trying to scale and ramp up for more of like the mid to late game than for those early pickoffs.
We'll see if you can actually get there right now with J-Storm creating the space and continuing this pressure on top lane. 4 heroes move forward, they come underneath their own Observer Ward, and they're chasing down Yapzor underneath the tower. They would love to set up for Mu if they'll come in range. Now Puppy underneath that Ops 2. That Lina, Midwood does not have a lot of mana for this fight. He doesn't have a Laguna Blade for that pop damage. They drop down the Tombstone. Puppy with a double avalanche, tossing back Millen, but then the kick into the Bat Rider. They're underneath the shrines, and now Midwood can get a little bit of life as well as mana, but the problem is going to be Puppy. He brings down the Tombstone. Then they retreat back to the tower, but maybe then with ES dying, J-Storm not as strong as they probably thought they were. They have the Black Hole available, maybe you just committed. Zai wants to just run away from this one. The Storm bolts out, Yapzor's in the neighborhood. He's not level 6 just yet, but he picks up the Centaur, throws it back, and with that stun, creating such space. They can't turn around that easy. The slowdown thanks to Sticky Napalm made it difficult for J-Storm to chase.
It's all because the Earth Spirit's dead. That's their only real method of reach. Other than that, they're just throwing out stuns and trying to walk down targets. And Yapzor is going to have a really easy time in this game. He's not even level 6, otherwise he'd be throwing that stun out and stealing one as well.
Puppy worked it out. He knew the Observer Ward was watching him closely. Meanwhile, up on top, the silence is out on Yapzor. He's got the level 6 available. Millen picked up. What Yapzor gets is going to be the Boulder Smash, kicking Zai forward to get him in range with a lasso. The pullback Millen. Puppy's there full of follow-up stuns. And with a Sticky Napalm and the Flame Break, Millen will burn, and he knows it. Tries to Rolling Boulder and just delay his own death. But all it's delaying is just, as you said before, buying space for Nisha.
Yeah, and I think it's telling Bryle 3-0 rush to Midas, Nisha 0-2 no Midas, but he's got more net worth. And part of that's the towers, but it's also just the nature of a Terrorblade where, yeah, Arc Warden's picked as a counter, but Nisha's smart. He'll at some point end up going for a Blink Dagger. He's going to go right on top of Bryle, take him down the meta.
Yeah. Once he can do that, but that's why the Sven's meant to be the answer back. I see a triple stack of Ancients ready for the Sven to farm up, and he's cleaning up the bottom lane, building into that mum as quick as possible. Mid tower will be denied by Puppy.
I've never heard it called a mum.
A mum?
A mum?
Mask of Madness.
Yeah, but you just so you're calling it the British mum, even though it's the American mom?
I'm sorry, I refuse to conform to America.
It's the acronym. It doesn't matter. So the game's pretty stacked. I actually think that even if they lose this game, J-Storm played this early game about as well as you could hope, because they were really severely outlaned, and Moo specifically has done a great job making a hero that the entire panel thought was terrible look at the very least mediocre. Like, that was really well done, and that's part of why Moo likes to play heroes like Sven, because he can get active on the map, he can influence it, and if he has a poor start or a poor lane, he can actually go kill people, not just hold hands with a tower.
That's going to be like even more optimistic as this game continues on. Like, if Nibba gets a good black hole, there will be a follow-up in the form of the damage from Sven. Right now the chase is going on from Brawl. He's only letting his clone do the front lines. Doesn't need to fight. Like, he went for a hand of Midas. He hasn't finished up the BTs. He's just gone for the Midas, a raindrop, so he's able to survive as long as possible, because Moo's not ready for this. He's using the Mask of Madness now to farm up that triple stack. March will lead some of the experience and also give some life back to Moo.
They're taking a good read on this situation as well. You gotta make sure that that ward was in range of the Radiant Sentry, so they'll know there's a smoke bottom. And this is the benefit, and this is why J-Storm chose Radiant and Secret in the first game. You don't care about your bottom lane. You can sacrifice your safe lane a lot easier than Dire can, because it doesn't give any control over Roche. These trades always favor Radiant.
The scan pinged up, so J-Storm knew that Tiny was on the hunt, but then again, Millen and March right in behind the tier 2 tower. They're trying to chase after mid one. Line Striker Ray will connect. They'll keep the silence going, and mid one, is it worth the dive? He's got nothing else to really dive, but then again, putting down rock after rock. Mid one just tick, tick, and boom! He will go down. The tier 2 tower's being pressured on bottom. Nisha using his metamorphosis to bring that down too, but there will be the straight trade out for tier 2 and tier 2. But once again, Lena, 4 deaths for mid one. They are really targeting him.
This has been great so far from J-Storm, and the main thing is, like, Zai went for this mid-game build. Like, he has bots. He is not able to find pickoffs, and he's also not going for those traditional teamfight items. So Secret's trying to extend this game and just farm the map, but I don't know if that's going to work against J-Storm. If they play this right, they can hit a timing with the first or second Aegis where their teamfight might be impenetrable. Ryle, mid, trying to get the deny.
They're thinking about it. Yapsor is nearby. Fareb's going to join in the fight too. Closing in on that pipe for him. It's going to take some time, however.
I'm curious to see what build Bryle's going. It looks like it'll be a Maelstrom. So he's also going for the ramp-up acceleration style. But as you can see, Nisha, even against the double Midas, Nisha's still top net worth, and he's gained in lead as well. But he's had no pressure. He's just chilling. His entire bottom area of the map is his to control.
Yeah. And eventually they'll have to deal with him, but
they're trying to right now.
They do have a lot of control, and with the cover of smoke, they try and get closer. They'll see the fake one. Smoke does not break, so no attack to come in for it. And Nisha either feels it, or he's been warned by the rest of his team.
That's something I haven't seen in quite some time in my days as a player. Game sense and you carry. Recognizing the smoke. There's way too many people missing, and Secret does a great job playing around vision. We saw that initially when they went for that kill on Puppy near the shrine, and he immediately knows, okay, there's vision here, I'm going to make sure I get it. Nisha recognizing in that 10 to 15 second window that there's got to be something going down when you don't see anyone on map.
I'm wondering if March feels that he's carrying these 2 sentry wards at the moment. Moose is cleaning up the pieces. But, right underneath that Dire Observe ward are 3 J-Storm players. So even if they want to come towards the mid lane, Team Secret will know about it and they're already leaving. Like, Yapsor's TPing down towards the bottom lane. They won't chase after Moo because they realize the supports have moved away. So the chase down from Zai at least got the movement speed that comes in from the BTs, but he can't close the distance enough.
Yeah, they saw there was a Spark Wraith that hit Yapsor. They knew he teleported bottom, and Moo then had a cue, I need to get the hell out of dodge and avoid the bat. And you can already see, like, if Zai's a blink there, that's a kill. That's 2 or 3 he's missed thus far, just because of that itemization.
Yeah.
But you buying space for mid one, that mid lane was also pushed in, so Secret, even though they're not connecting on these ganks, they're growing their gold lead and they're acquiring map control.
Yep. The J-Storm going to get even more aggressive.
Yep.
Moo actually went and bought the Blink Dagger, is coming out in the courier now. Maelstrom to go with the Hand of Midas, so Brow's pushing power is getting stronger and stronger. And look at Melon's prep position.
That, though. They saw him. They pinged it out.
So they know. What does Team Secret want to do about it? Firefly up for Batrider and just come right over the top of Melon? That'll be the best way to do it. support for him is a long way away. In fact, Zai, he just comes in close. There was a quick rock that got put down, but no other reaction from Mill is going to happen. Puppey with the avalanche, they're just looking for as much control, and then ES Pop with a double kick. March with a tombstone in behind the lines, but it's isolating Nisha over on the left-hand side of this whole battle. That's the one they want to be able to kill off. The Yules kept March out of this fight, and Team Secret so much damage. Puppey's on a B-stick, 65 HP. They are being forced away here, Team Secret. They do not want this fight.
Really well done by both sides.
Oh, the far right is found Puppey. He didn't have his TP. He'd only just arrived.
I like that from Secret, though. They get the kill on Earth Spirit, but recognize we need to get the hell out of dodge. And you can see the issues with the J-Storm lineup. Once that Earth Spirit goes down, they don't have any catch. All of a sudden, Nisha, yeah, he's at half HP, Moose pinging him out desperately, but who's going to close the gap? It's team fight versus mobility and speed at the moment, and Secret is far too experienced to get baited into a terrible team fight. You cannot walk into the Thunderdome against J-Storm. There's going to be a Tombstone, a Midnight Pulse, Arc Warden spam, all this stuff that you need to worry about. Just keep shoving lanes. Zai will inevitably get a blink, and then you can start looking for skirmishes.
And then you hope at the meantime that J-Storm just don't get too strong, that once you do have that blink, once you do have the ability for Team Secret to initiate, it's still manageable. They're continuing the stacks. J-Storm making the most of this map. Forev, I believe, has the remainder of the pipe. Yep, the remainder of the pipe is coming out, so they've got both armor increase, they've got the magic resistance as well, so it's going to be difficult for Team Secret to get a large portion damage out in Brial. Trying to hunt down Zai. Can't really close down the distance as Zai just takes to the trees, which are now dead.
And bear in mind, mid one went box as well. So even though it looks like an even game, Secret has essentially cashed in and said we're playing for 40 minutes plus. And that's how late I expect this game to go. They want to make sure they're never on a clock. And this enables their cores to always stay relevant. Even though maybe they missed out on some kills, you know, no Shadow Blade, no Blink on Zai. They don't have any plans on ever taking a team fight, so just continue to play around the map with pace and wrap.
Miller's looking for the opening, rolling ball forward. Zai does go into the trees, but the kick is able to connect with the silence over on Zai. It's a good pick off, slowing down that Blink Dagger, and he was pretty close. He now has 2k in the bank account. What did Yapsaw get? He's got demonic conversions, so welcome to the push power of a Rubik versus Enigma.
Yep. And I feel like I've seen this game. Like I did a lot of events the last couple of weeks coaching. There's a lot of games that come down to these sort of scenarios where both sides are playing in the enemy team's safe lane. Also check out my boys' win probability right there. J-Storm. They'd win 3 out of 4. DOTA Plus says. But anyway, everyone plays cat and mouse. You essentially mirror one another's movements, and it all comes down to these huge mass buyback fights around Roshan, and I expect that we're going to see something similar here.
We just saw the first ping of it, and Sven's reaching the point where he's almost ready to fight that Echo Saber.
Yeah,
is only now what 200, 300 gold away from completion.
I like that build a lot. I've seen a lot of Svens going Sanj and Yasha. I mean, we haven't seen Sven in a while, but if you go Blink, you buy Echo Saber. If you want to go the Shadow Blade build, or you get S and Y. First, you can get the S and Y, but anytime you have Blink, you get Echo Saber, and it allows him to actually have burst damage on an initial Blink in, which is something they're sorely lacking at the moment.
Blink is up for Zai, so the 2 bounty runes were split, well the 4 bounty runes were split 2-2. So this now gives Zai his ability to jump, but as we said before, the Echo Saber will be coming on the courier to Moo in just a bit. How's Brawl doing? So BT's, Midas, he's rapidly approaching the Mjolnir.
I mean, this is good. This is a very close game.
Yeah, a lot closer. Oh, I think it's closer than the first game. That was one hell of a one-sided affair.
But I just like the way Arc Warden as a concept plays against Secret style, because yeah, they've itemized to wrap the map and do this guerrilla warfare, but Arc Warden has a illusion that can just teleport the lanes like we just saw bottom. And now bottom lane's no longer an issue. We can 5-man Roche. I don't know if we can take this as Secret either.
Mid one has an invis room, but there's a sentry in front of the pits. There's no way to easily slip into it, but with that tombstone, there's no dire vision close enough to this. The one they have is watching over the mid lane and trying to block up the Ancients. So it looks like J-Storm will get away with claiming this Roshan. Team Secret, they're all too far away. Zai is coming in, even with the Blink Dagger. The damage output from J-Storm is just too high. They get through it, and the egg gets immortal into the hands of the Sven.
Yeah, I was talking with Pilot Die yesterday. He was discussing how he thinks Undying is super underrated because you gain team fight advantage, Roshan. You just pop Tombstone, pop your ult, and just hit the Rosh. No one takes damage. And how do you even fight into it if they know you're doing it?
Well, it looks like Zai wants to. They're going after March, rolling boulder forward. Millen able to get the kick and silence over on the Rubik. And the follow-up is still coming in. A quick defensive Yule Scepter, and Yapsor, okay, no defensive Yule Scepter. He's dead straight away with Ryle there. But the same thing will be said for Millen. Found himself in between Terrorblade and Tiny.
I'm just, you know, I'm not biased, but I can't wait to see the look on the panel's faces when they're the ones that are all wrong.
Is this why you're like, my boys?
Someone's got to believe in them. They got the H-Stone move. That BKB is going to be a huge timing because all of a sudden, how do you kill a Sven as Team Secret? Where's your physical damage? Yeah, you've got a Terrorblade, then have a Butterfly soon. But
actually, he's not even going in for the BKB next. He's going in for Shadowblade.
It's who are you talking about?
Sven.
Oh, he just swapped it then. Wow. That's a bold move.
I left that like really itching on the fact that he needs to be the big initiation, because if you look at Perev's build, he is full defense. There's no Blink Dagger on this. What's Yapsor got? More conversions. Yeah. But they want to try and kill him off.
And I mean, Nisha's also, I mean, the Butterfly means he's playing for the later game. Secret is going to ignore this Aegis. They know that it's near impossible for J-Storm to end the game. They'll sack a couple towers, but look at the way they're playing. Nisha bottom, mid one top. They're constantly keeping members of their team in all three lanes, and J-Storm then loses momentum by being forced to stay as 5 and try and shove down. Look at Secret.
Yeah. Team Secret have established so much vision control over the bottom part of the lane. Like I'm saying, 3 observer wards, how many? That's like 3 sentries, 4 sentries, even more. Just making sure that the entire south belongs to Nisha. If they want to push mid, fine. Unless they push a tier 3 tower, is Team Secret under any real pressure to do everything? They're going to find Zai, but alright, gank will succeed. That's God's strength being burnt.
You take that though. You take what you can get in this sort of scenario. It's all about catching the lanes, because in the mid, you're still pressuring. Bottom, Blyle's going to TP down to address the Terrorblade's push, and it's just always a scary position to be in against a team as experienced as Secret, because eventually it feels like you're going to make a mistake, and there's going to be a mid one there coming out of Invis. There's going to be a lasso, and you're going to get punished by looking too many places around the map with your hand caught in too many lanes.
Speaking of mid one, he's there for Rev. Well, there goes kick. It won't hit. Mid one and Poppy move forward, and Millen cannot create the space for Rev to survive. I think it was dead anyway. Poppy had him up in the air.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They TP'd Undying to bottom along with Bryle. They find they kill top, but Forev then caught mid.
And they're going to find another target. How many times can mid one just do this? He's going to find Ryle, and he actually starts with the Lion Strike Array, but March is nearby to get the Thor for extra life, and Puppy is the one kind of stranded, so mid one needs to create more space with another Lion Strike Array, able to hit onto March, and where's the support? It's actually coming in from the Trader Catapult, running forward. That kick, it actually cancels the TP out of mid one, and this will be both Puppy and mid one going down. Defensive Yule Scepter, Shadowblade to put out in 1 second time, so mid one into Invis, but they have just the Balbal, so both will fall, but up on the top lane, as you said, Aegis Immortal is going to break. Zai is so low on life. Have they got the control? A quick lift, up and towards the edge, then comes back down again. Stormbolt to Balbal, Mood triggers the God Strength. He needs to hit hard, but can't hit hard enough. Yapsor will survive, and Sven, they're able to burn through both of his lives.
And it just, excellent job once again by Secret. They're cutting the losses, and they do this so well where they know down bottom that's the mid one and Puppy show. Yapsor's got his eyes on top, Nisha's got his eyes on creeps. He calls for the rotation. They get Sven and the Aegis all set up by Zai, ensuring that Mu wasn't able to get away. Got a little aggressive. There's no need for him to be that close to the tier 3, but that's, you're not expecting this sort of pace when you come into games. This is one of the best teams in the world. You've got to be that little bit faster or you get caught, as Forev, then Bryle, and then Mu at the last.
It does still kind of feel like J-Storm got the gold advantage. I think they claimed all 4 of the 25-minute bounty runes. So we saw Team Secret doing that back to back to back to back, like in game 1. Now game 2, it's a little bit more split, but it does feel like J-Storm at least had the money advantage, and they're pushing, and they're going in a long way. Nisha. Oh, okay. A quick blink out by the ES. You really did not want that.
Look bottom. Ryle, I don't know if you die to mid one here though. He's got 2,000 HP. But there's always the threat of someone else possibly teleporting in.
How do you even stop that? Like, okay, there's a Gem of Truth set on March, so they're at least going to shut down the extra vision of Secret. So if mid one wants to go hunting for these kills under the cover of Shadowblade, they'll have to do it riskily into Fog of War.
Yep.
But I suppose there's a way around that. You just bring in 3 heroes for support under the cover of smoke. And then you can find your opening. But with the lane being pushed out by Dragon Slave and Lightstrike Array, J-Storm knows what's going on.
Yeah, but it's just so scary. Look at the pressure Secret's outputting.
Ryle's out for a hunt. Comes underneath the Dire Observer ward. He'll find Poppy. Already putting down the bubble. They want to try and go onto this. And
they're all under that ward, though.
Yeah, Poppy. Damn, that amount of damage coming in from Brawl. Remember, that's only the clone.
This is dangerous. Zai's gonna find somebody.
The blink, Basso, he found much. A quick disarm and the kick. They use the Midnight Pulse to clear the tree line. See so much information of Team Secret, and YapzOr's now on the run. Blink Dagger comes off cooldown, so he'll get away to safety. Mid one, Lightstrike Array does not connect onto March. In fact, reveals the fact he's down there. So Move goes to the jump Poppy, creating some level of space. Another quick kick there, got the Sentry Ward, and they burn the dust. That is 2 layers of insurance.
Yeah. And Secret, they realize like they can't take fights. So the moment I feel like the moment they even lassoed Undying, they realize, wait, we can't do this. J-Storm's here. And they're doing a good job of cutting their losses, sort of keeping an even game, but at a certain point, you gotta be afraid of your Secret. Like, the Enigma's got his GPM talent up. There's an Arc Warden who's at a double Midas now for almost 25 minutes. It's getting scary, and yes, Sven is not picked. Oh, top, the Glyph, the creep.
To try and get the jump in on Desire, he's able to get the dust off, so they do see Moo, and Moo has no way to get away from this, and he a double damage rune on the Terror Blade. 279 plus 320, he's looking at a real strong, and they'll have the creep wave with them, so they can keep this push going to the tier 2 tower if they're hard dump Desire.
Easy. Secret, when they make mistakes, it's as a team in a way. They're looking for a skirmish, they realize J-Storm's ready, they cut their losses immediately. But it's so easy for them to punish J-Storm, where it's these individual errors that lead to then these pickoffs and a complete loss of map control. And in this case, maybe even a tower, but again, J-Storm, or sorry, Secret, they're playing smart. They get the kill, they're going to back away, continue expanding their lead, and once again, pushing all 3 lanes.
Yeah. Because they got the time right. Like YapzOr's going in for. I've been waiting for the big team fight that we normally have with an Enigma, and like Team Secret have denied it time and time again. But if YapzOr gets that Aghanim Scepter up, Team Secret are just enabled massively. There's a reason why this guy is respected on his Rubik.
You just gotta be your favorite meta. You just want to yell black hole loudly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I want to see 2 black holes at the same time, please. Like this, or back to back. Like I'm fine with that. I maybe not so much of a fan of the coordinate Terror Blade.
We might get it soon because we've got both teams smoked, and we might have our first actual clash coming up soon.
Yeah, Observer and Sentry from J-Storm a little bit further back. They're going to find the first target. This is Rubik, but he's just tanking through it. He's got the Yield Scepter up as well. He bought so much time. YapzOr will finally die, but Enigma was the cost. I get nothing of what I want. And neither do these teams. I mean, they're all backing out. They're all just running away. Oh.
Your favorite heroes are made of wet origami at the moment, because Enigma died to a TB illusion in the lasso, and Rubik, I mean, the moment you're stunned in that position, you're going down 100%. Moo's hunting though, he won't find anybody, because once again, look at the wording from Secret, they not only, they trade, sure, but they establish dominance in this area of the map, and Roach is going to respawn in 1 minute 50 seconds. And they need to find kills on these wards positioning. You can't invade the pit against J-Storm, but if you find a pickoff as they approach, it's different.
He's so close. Does Moo want to go for him? Here comes the Stormbolt. Poppy won't get caught by this. We'll let the Avalanche fly forward. So Moo, now with a kick, he'll connect over on 2, but Zai went invis. He had the rune available, and the rolling ball of YapzOr! Grabbing Milliner mid-roll. And they want to go for more. Poppy with the Blink Dagger. The Hex is up for Bra. They weren't ready for that one. Poppy now underneath the Tombstone. Are they going to have to fight this one? They get rid of the Tombstone. March actually soul-ripped himself to try and survive a little bit longer. But the Dead Tombstone will arrive. Another thing just to be farmed up. More money for Team Secret. And 2 heroes down for J-Storm as Roshan is spawned. He's still a minute away. So they don't have the window to crack Roshan. But they'll crack the mid-tier 2.
And there's a Hex finished on Brile, but when you don't get the initiation, that item is dead gold. And something to note, they lost the gem in that last engagement. No longer does J-Storm have that true sight. And when you're playing against two Shadow Blade, or one Shadow Blade, whoa.
Puppy tried to stop Brile from taking the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, and then he realized just that, well, that's an Arc Warden and you're a Tiny. You're a support Tiny too.
It's just so hard. Zine out, bots, Blink Force, and the gem, which means Secret's going to be able to control vision and capitalize. Batrider is one of those heroes. He doesn't provide much vision for his team, but he loves utilizing it. So if they have the ward advantage, it's so easy for him to find pickoffs. And you got to keep in mind, J-Storm, your only real catch is a Blink Sven and the Earth Spirit.
Moo's looking for it, but he's being attacked underneath Observer and sentries from Team Secret. It's just the illusion of Nisha. But Zaya's cleaning off the tree line around Roshan, grabbing any rune he can. Illusion runes make this even more difficult, as he can just scout out everywhere of J-Storm. And J-Storm did not find the Observer Ward. Is inside the lane on the top. That's what actually saw the initial gank that was being attempted by Moo, but he Shadow Bladed underneath that Observer Ward.
And this is the problem with TB. Nisha is so good about utilizing his illusions. He has one mid that pushed the wave all the way to the tier 3 as they now make a big smoke move towards it. He's got one bottom as well. So again, so much pressure on the map from Secret at all times.
Lina, he Dragon Slaved up the hill, attacked the conversions. So now they'll 4-man smoke themselves. Brile is not included in that, and it's just an illusion of the Batrider that sees the TP out from the Arc Warden, and they look towards Roshan. There's one set of Basher inside, but there's your blink forward. They get the control, they get the lockdown. No way to hide inside that Shadow Blade with that stolen gem on Zai. And they're coming for Roshan, but they're here. The 5x available for the Arc Warden. Are they really going to look to fight this one? Here comes Moo jumping in. Hacksaw! Woo! Goodbye.
But Nisha, again, so good with the illusions, kills the tombstone.
They're waiting for it to jump in once again. Enigma's waiting for his own jump, but March just evaporates. And J-Storm, they know they do not want to start this one up. If Team Secret want to start Roshan, that's fine by them.
And you can see a bit of the inexperience there from Brile. Thinking a Shadow Blade is enough to save him, man. You know that has a gem. He walked straight into the waiting arms of Secret, who played where you'll see every elite tier team play when Roche is an objective and you're on Dire.
Oh, drop out, Melon. He was trying to go for the Arfu, but no Thief for the night this time around. They are going to completely retreat back to their base and hope for their big wombo combo to try and save their tier 3s and rats.
And as expected, 35 minutes or so, Secret starts to blow the game open. Now they get the BKB up on Nisha, soon to have a Scotty. Like, this is the game that they've wanted to play this entire time. They've itemized for this portion of the game for that one fight into a Roche, and all of a sudden, they're the ones with the big lead.
But Moo does have his BKB, so he finally completed that item too. Barev actually moved off the Greaves he was going to buy and bought BT so he can jump around this map a little bit more freely.
Man, Sven's talents are so underwhelming, man. 8 strength into 30 move speed.
Hey, -6 on the Meteor Hammer. Puppy, well, we've seen this situation before. Brile just wants to continue the kill, but Puppy does defensive Yule Scepter and blink away. So difficult to get that instant lockdown when both Puppy as well as Yapsor have these Yule Scepters. Zai's on the hunt once more. He's got an Invis rune to work with. Observer and Sentry is up on the hill, and J-Storm are trying to wait underneath them, so Moo looking for the good jump in. They're able to get the tombstone off Stormbolt onto the Batrider, but then again the damage on Nisha is so heavy on the Millie, they were rolling Boulder himself away, but with the tombstone now, Brile starts opening up, and the clean from Moo! It's gonna be there! They'll get through the Terrorblade, so say goodbye with Agency Mortal, but that does give him a secondary life. The kick is perfect from Millen, giving them time to clean up mid one on the northern side of this fight, and then follow up into Zai. And they're looking for even more. Nisha and Poppy together. Millen jumping forward, able to get the double stun out. They got another decay, another lockdown, and they've got the stuns out once more. Nisha can't get away. Yep, with the thunder, he'll have the extra life. No need to get away when you can just stand and fight. A triple kill for this Terrorblade. Brile is very uncertain if he wants to have this fight, but he turned around and attacked. He doesn't have the extra help. He'll have to buy back in, but Poppy trying to capitalize on the situation. Even Nitra, not only an ultra kill, but a full rampage. Where's the follow-up? It just ain't there. Rolling Boulder away. These buybacks were for naught. In fact, it was in the negative.
And the bounty runes are now going to be collected by Secret. Terrorblade. Woo!
If he didn't get that Sunder off, I don't know if we got replays yet, but I'd love to see that again in slow motion. But it's just
they just didn't have the damage.
Yeah, where was the follow-up? Like they blew it early, but then they came back in for the fight. They willingly went for that.
I'm so surprised they went for it too, because they knew as soon as that.
And they're going again. Millen caught in the bottom lane, pick him up, throw him around. Yapsor took the rolling ball to Milton. There's no way he escapes from this, and Yapsor's got the interruption. That one was actually from Puppy. And Millen is now dead after. That's a dive back for him, so like 75 seconds on the sideline for that death.
On the bright side, Terrorblade can't buy any more items.
Okay.
As soon as he finishes this Hurricane Pike. It's a Moon Shard and then he's tapped out. But unfortunately, this is pretty much where the secret lineup peaks, and you can just see the damage output of a TV. This is part of why this hero is so strong.
And they're already looking for it. Zai 5 flying around the back. He's got the lasso available. Red tries to slow things down with the Midnight Pulse with the blink forward move. Does have the Storm Bolt, slows him down. They pick him up and throw him down, but forever. He just doesn't have the life to survive through this, even with the pipe. Even with the helm, he just cannot live through it all. A buyback is available. I think he'll actually have to commit it if Team Secret want to force the issue. But now, he's just walking out. Luckily, it's just a coin for him. It's just harassment. It's just trying to be a pain in the butt.
That's a long cooldown, though.
It is.
Burn. I think
he's got 21 seconds left on it now.
That is available if they want to. No tomb.
Only keep it up for a little bit. Storm bolting, soul ripping. But they've lost it. March continuously stealing the life away from Nietzsche, but he's got 2.8k left still. And the jump forward. The gem was on the deck and it was a trap. Puppy, he was going to get stunned up for control. He was dying. He evaporated out. Moon looking for his fight. But Nietzsche, the Terrorblade. This is why he's in the meta. He is not a beast. He's a demon.
I don't know how you get Nietzsche anymore.
We're back to game 1, right?
Yeah, he started 0, 2, and 1. He's currently 12, 2, and 6. You give Nietzsche a free game, he will happily hold that for you and cash his check for the win. I'm just such a clean game from Secret. I mean, yeah, it looked a little scary for them, but they never really lost their idea. Their game plan is pretty solid. You can see it in action. Level 25 TP. What do you do now, folks?
Well, what you do now is hit the perfect black hole and has Ven buy back, and that's what exactly they're looking for. Where's your jump in? Millen able to get the stun over on Terrorblade. Hexes the backside, so Zai can't get that extra control they're looking for. Not to mention Silence up, locked in. They have enough control, but with the Thunder, Nietzsche gets a lot more life to just start his retreat, and they need to find the kills, but Secret, they're so quick to cut their losses and get the hell out.
And Nietzsche, I love the itemization. The Butterfly plus the Sanjanyasha, he's at 497 base move speed. How do you catch him with the lack of stuns? J-Storm, like, you saw, they have the Hex, and then the Blink in from Sven. But it's just not enough to kill Nietzsche anymore, and every 5 seconds he's going to have a Sunder available. I don't know how you kill him. And yeah, we have an Enigma. Have we seen a critical black hole yet?
No.
And why does he have bots?
He was going to go for the Greaves. I think maybe J-Storm believed this was going to turn into a long split push game, and they needed the Enigma to be able to just side lane push. I don't know. I'm given some options. That's all.
The problem is no one itemized for team fighting. Mu went for his own game. You know, the Mask, the Shadow Blade, Blink BKB. If Enigma doesn't go for Greaves, like there's no armor items picked up. Look at the side of Secret, like. They're winning the war now because their physical damage output is crazy, and it doesn't have any necessity to have reach. A Sven, part of the reason you're not picked, you're a melee carry. You get kited, you need Blink to get on top of heroes, 1 Force Staff, and Secret have 3, just, you can't do damage anymore. Oh, they only have 1, it's just that Zai's great. No, they have 2. I thought for sure one of the supports would, but, you know Yapsor isn't buying another team item. Blink heals Ags. This is why he loves Rubik.
He doesn't play any other way, but at the same time, like, why do you want him to? With Ag still on the fights, Yapsor controls so much, as long as he can survive, and maybe that's the other issue for J-Storm. We're seeing Mu prioritize just killing off that Rubik at the beginning of every single fight. It's like, you just don't want this guy there, and then they start chasing down other people, but Secret, they back up when they lose Zai. So maybe that's the different target switch they have to look towards.
We've been talking a lot about Nisha, but I feel like something that's underreported is how the Secret supports always influence the game. When it gets this late, just look at their net worths. They're real heroes. They have impact. They've got core items up.
Yep. That rider's the lowest net worth on Team Secret.
You look at the Undying and the Earth Spirit. All they provide for their team is like a blink and an urn.
That damage is real nice and not nice enough. Zai able to just force-staff himself away to safety, and that's the clone of Brial. So you see just how much paper Batrider is as long as they can get that first catch and they're coming in. They jump, there's your bolt, and it won't actually connect. He's just so fast on the BKB, and he just turns the damage into infrared. Calls out the Norris Midnight, and steals it perfectly. Leads you with a triple kill. He opens up a gaping black hole in J-Storm, and that is GG well played. 2-0 for Team Secret. That is a good start their campaign here in KL.
Just like the panel predicted. Well done to those guys as well. I commend J-Strong for their performance. I think if they don't crush the lanes and rotate as well as they do,
I mean, all this damage turned out, they only kill the LC.
It was all spread though, right? You look at the damage, it's the Monkey King, a lot of it from the Wukong's command. Of course, the Supernova went off, doing a fair bit of damage there. But hard to get it concentrated.
The buyback will still put EG further ahead though. But it just means there's a time where TB's off the map. Maybe they try and close the gap between the Lina and him. Fire enemy heroes.
Yeah. 16-second cooldown as well. It's upgraded. An old time lapse. BKB gonna be coming out for LC, and Shiva's now queued up on the Phoenix. Are they going double Shivas? Yeah, it actually looks like they are. Both Lina and Phoenix.
That feels like a bit of a miss. I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Just because it's really good for the eggs. You guarantee the aura. The fights have been very split anyway, so maybe it'll just be.
I mean, they both really need armor. I think that might be part of the decision.
Yep.
A lot of physical damage. That medallion or solar crest, I guess. Pretty painful if you don't have any kind of armor item.
It's definitely not. There's not really any better items for these either.
Light Shadow. We're going to look for this initiation onto Aster. Arteezy in the front line, doing a fair bit of damage as he pops the BKB. Lina uses hers, but there's a Keen's Grip there. She'll be the first casualty of the fight. The rest of Aster just desperately trying to make it back to the high ground. Sumail wants to finish off Baboka. Can't quite find it though. Great fight for EG, and now they're going to start poking at this high ground. No buyback available on the Lina. This will be a 4v5 for the next 50 seconds. Big opportunity for EG to do some damage.
Yeah, this is definitely a tier 3. There's no way they should be able to hold this. Maybe they can try and drive them back with kind of a desperation egg. Baboka looks like he's kind of prepping for it. They don't have enough AoE to cover it without the Lina.
Whiff's already been used. Still 30 seconds on the Lina. Here's the initial. LC jumps in onto the Terror Blade. They'll take a lot of damage. Wukong's command comes out. The egg will go off, but the rest of Aster have been completely obliterated.
That's crazy.
And that's going to be it. It's the GG. That was their all-in, and they did not make it work.
That's pretty rare to see a GG that early. First interaction. I mean, they probably roll off both anyway, so it's go down, but not waiting for the buyback on the Lina to take the fight against Evan, so couldn't wait for the respawn. Wow. And kind of ends on a flash, but
much different.
Radiant's top tower is about to be
They don't have a grip for another 26 seconds, so that's going to be a bit of a bummer. Oh, the stun onto him.
Oh, you wanna go in?
Oh, a lot of damage onto Enigma.
Oh.
Still going in. They're thinking about it. Yang, his Blink Dagger is ready. Roshan's about to die soon. They're going to make a decision soon if they're going to do it. The Nightmare onto Ogre, and it looks like they went a little too late. Nick Assassin getting some mana burn off onto Bane, but no catch.
Oh, I don't know. I look up.
Yeah.
But this time around, they do have Armel. This guy skills so well with farm, and he's getting it.
Bottom tower's still there. But
So what's the
not
plan
long.
here if you're Vici? Is it just basically the continue to farm your Terrorblade game?
Alright,
How to grow your Terrorblade?
one thing about Vici gaming this game compared to last game was he was forced to get a BKB. So his first item was get the BKB and then we fight and then I'll farm. If anything goes wrong, I'll just pop the BKB, then I'll run, then I'll farm. But this game he got more freedom, so he can get his other item first. So he went for Yasha first and then he's going to a BKB. So compared to last game, we have a very decent start. But when you go to a late game scenario, I just feel like Armel just gonna do way much. I mean, he can become the Terrorblade. He can use the reflection against the Terrorblade.
Dominating, I guess.
There. Finally. Terrorblade versus Terrorblade. Oh, the Fiend. That's going to be onto the Morphling. Oh, he's got no backup support. The Enigma couldn't help him. It's going to be the Aegis down, but the Black Hole catching out to 3 heroes. They get the Yule, but it's a little bit too late. It looks like they're going to lose their base. Yang sitting in the tree line. Morphling still stuck here. He's strangled, not moving. Is Arno okay? He seems to. Oh, I think he's hit with the Rupture. That's why he's not moving at all. And looks like the Monkey King goes down as well. He's still Ruptured. He's got teammates coming in. Arno going to survive. There's a regeneration rune. He's gonna be okay. There's a regen rune.
That was cool. I thought they will chase after the Morphling, but that was a really, really good thing that they didn't go. The team was right behind to follow up anything.
That was bad though because it did force a buyback from the Knicks, and that was 4 kills going into the way of VG. So these guys are getting farmed. They're getting a lot of farm as well. And it looks like, oh dear.
They're gonna find him again.
The Boogie was spotted.
The Bucks.
He's fast. He's fast enough though, that's a good question. Run, Ogre, run! I don't think anyone's coming to you.
I think Ori is just too fast now, but right, should be able to get it through.
He can't stop Ori, guys. You're gonna go down.
In the bottom lane, the push is coming through cool, and Armel's around to bring down this tower. They do have the siege creep, stolen siege creep as well.
And the Eidolon. Eidolon's doing some great work though. These ones expired just now, but... Oh my goodness, they're gonna go on the Bane! Nightmare? No, Rain Sap's not gonna be enough. Not enough. Still killed him.
He tried his best to stay alive there. He tried every single thing he could.
Maybe hoping that Centaur comes in with the Blink Stone.
But not enough time for support there.
Okay, we can take that
Gonna use the Rupture, but he might die here. Yes, the stun is just enough, and this Bucks were not fast enough, and he'll die there. So 2 kills going for TNC.
Lots of kills going in the way of TNC. They're only leading by 3 kills, but net worth still in the side of TNC. 2k net worth, because most of Vici's net worth, it's all in the Terrorblade. And to run a lineup where you have that one hero with all your net worth, that hero dies, suddenly your entire lineup crumbles. So I'm a little bit concerned here for Vici that they're putting all of these resources into one basket. If they could farm up Ori a little bit more, that'd be fantastic, but Ori's a Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker just simply doesn't farm.
Yeah, and another thing is yes, you have a BKB onto your Terrorblade, he's farming really, really well, but you get caught in a black hole, and then follow up stun, chain stun, and you can actually die pretty easily as well. So I'm not sure how well this BKB gonna pay off for this Terrorblade, because black hole will be available in 20 seconds, but they knew this is happening and they will smoke up immediately before the black hole passes. So he got the Arcane Rune as well. This Enigma can actually use. He would love to use the black hole now if he can.
Okay, we need to see what's going to happen first though, because the Enigma, they see the Enigma, they're trying to see if they can get an angle for this, but all of these Vici heroes You grab the tower very quickly. Enigma's still around there. He's sitting very, very high up on the river. But Sentor's coming in from the side. Oh, the blink! Beautiful blink. Reaction timing from Enigma. That was great.
He was still there to aid him if anything goes wrong. Tim's gonna spot a Yang in the gang, but they do have the sentry, everything being used. Alan stop.
Middle tower's under attack.
Still saves the dust as well. That should be a kill.
And we'll get it go. Enigma still have the Arcane Rune, but not anymore.
Enigma has a blink and 2.5k gold. So Cuckoo is getting incredibly harmed. Battle Fury completed on the Monkey King, meaning that Gabby's now going to farm super fast as well. And this is where you got to be a bit worried now if you're Vici, because your Terrorblade needs to maintain top net worth to really be the alpha dog for their team. Yeah. And the moment as Monkey King eclipses his
Taking his ultimate, and he does have the boundless point available.
Oh, the black hole! But can they finish?
Thunder!
The thunder! The thunder will finally land. It's going to be onto that Monkey King. He is not moving at all. Rapture, beautiful play coming out from
the stun cancel. They're going for the Enigma kill.
They're going to get both. They get both the Monkey King. He just couldn't trigger any of his ginger stacks. That was some beautiful play coming out from Vici, getting the Rapture on the Monkey King, forcing him to stay still. The black hole wasted as well on the Enigma because of the cancel from Bane. The coordination for Vici is top notch.
Over his head as well, suddenly!
Yep.
Vici Gaming is just because of one Sunder. What a break coming up of Razi.
It was actually the Bane. The Bane saved that game. If he didn't get the cancel off onto the Enigma, that would have been a completely different game.
Yeah, it felt very shocked, the black hole. But BKB timing was perfect as well from Paparazzi. Before the black hole was there, he opened the BKB, once the Vici cancelled it, there was no way to cancel his Thunder. Perfect play coming out from Vici Gaming. Suddenly, everyone died and Vici Gaming is ahead.
Goodness, Vici. This is great though. They want this net worth lead. It's going to give some gold to Ori. Ori's getting very close to his BKB. So once he has that, he'll feel relatively safe in the fights because TNC have opted for these farming items rather than... But the Monkey King, his
they're
impact...
They're gonna spot him. They see him. Oh, and stun as well. The Moloch are going to come up from the Centaur. Centaur's running away. And they will survive this. They do have a Crimson Guard as well completed onto the Centaur.
It looks like they're a bit worried to chase deep into the enemy jungle. They don't necessarily know where Vici's heroes are. Yeah. Just playing it safe for TNC. TNC just scare them away, make them feel uncomfortable.
When it comes to Sentry, I feel like Vici Gaming is always one step ahead.
With all the vision?
Yeah, it's like every time I see Ninja Boogie planting a ward is to de-ward. It's like, okay, there's a ward there, let's de-ward there. But they're not really planting wards for this Weaver. They don't really care about this Weaver. Yes, he support Weaver, but one of the reasons why Bounty Hunter was so successful back then was because amount of intel that he gives his team. Like, these people are here, these people are here. You break smoke, and Weaver is one of the heroes that can actually do that.
The best part is that he can really transition into a core compared to Bounty. I mean, back in the day, core Bounty was like what? Dagon 5?
Dagon 5.
That was core Bounty back in the day.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Weaver can actually transition into core very, very easily as well.
Back in the day. Please don't do it in your current pubs. That is not the meta.
But Armel still very, very far ahead. But EY gonna get his own Monkey King. But he did manage to buy his axe before he died. So not much gold lost there. But like you said, when you buy a Battle Fury, you want it to pay off. But if you keep on dying like this, you won't be able to see
no one likes
the investment.
No one likes debt. Freaking debt.
Is putting a hurt on
I don't know, he's done his Lincoln Sphere going for a BKB. I believe this is a very, very smart choice for this Morphling. It's not the item that you want to go to, but you have to go for it.
He's trying to create space for Gabby, but matter of fact, if Gabby keeps dying, this investment could be a bit of a waste for Armel. But again, it also depends on how the team fight. They might be able to fight around it to their advantage, but still, I'm actually kind of siding with Vici here with how they're playing this game. They're playing it so good. They made so much space for Terrorblade. Like, I almost forgot he was in the game. I almost forgot Paparazzi was here. I was like, oh yeah, there's a Terrorblade in this match.
They got a stun, but he'll be stunned up, netted as well. Gabby does have the boundless strike as well. The single strikes there, and Black Hole being used as well. Everything is being thrown to kill this Centaur.
I have to say, it seems like TNC are playing kind of like the Magnus last game, where Yang would just throw RP to get one hero, but Black Hole is not. Black Hole's a bit different. The cooldown is longer, and the threat of Black Hole is much bigger than an RP. So,
and
I mean, like if Vici doesn't react to these Black Holes, then sure, I guess it's okay. But this is massive, because suddenly there's no Black Hole. They're trying to fight Tarouche, but they've lost their major team fight spell. So now he's probably thinking, well, actually, maybe I messed up. Because they don't have Black Hole anymore, and they're trying to take Roche. Where is that AoE control?
The only thing that will keep keeping the whole Vici gaming outside the Roche right now.
They're gonna try and force that paparazzi from the pit. He will summon his illusions. Gets hit with the multicast. His team's sitting on the high ground. But looks like the Urger is gonna drop. Maybe still sticking around. He's trying to wait for the Wukong duration.
I don't think Vici Gaming care about his back. Like, the only thing they are scared about is the Black Hole. And now that they know Black Hole is not there, they don't care. They can kill everyone they want.
Oh, they managed to find the Morphling! He tried to go and steal the Terrorblade form, but he just got caught and killed off, and so did the Nyx assassin. Monkey King here, getting heals and silence. Oh, doesn't get hit with the silence at all. He's up still. Looking for Gabby. Will jump over the tree lines if he's safe. But that Black Hole usage to get a central kill. You know, it's like when you're Vici and you see an Enigma use your Black Hole, you're like, okay, objective time. It's objective time. Because they're not as ultimate dependent as TNC. Last game, Vici were ultimate dependent.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's TNC that's ultimate dependent, and it just doesn't seem to fit TNC's style of play. Like, you can see TNC are bloodthirsty. They try and go for these pickoffs and kills wherever they go, but they've got the wrong lineup for it. You got a passive farming Monkey King, you have a Morphling that still kind of needs to farm, isn't necessarily that useful, doesn't really have that many items, and then you've got an Enigma.
Yep.
So the lineup for TNC, it just doesn't seem to match their own style of play. I can see they're trying to adapt to it, but I think Vici, they've just mastered it. They sort of know how to play this laid-back style of Dota and to farm efficiently.
And look what this Ori and the Terrorblade is going for. Both of them are going for a butterfly. They do have the BKB, so don't really care about that active strike. BKB up, and then they can't really hit us if we have this much of evasion, and it's actually completed as well. This guy plays with item. His itemization is just great. Last game and this game is completely different stuff that he's going for, and he's going for a butterfly at this time around. And I'm not sure how TNC gonna fight this. The Morphling.
He's just so good though. Paparazzi's so good at farming.
Yeah, and do you see the transition where in the beginning it was Ori, he getting caught, he's doing all the heavy lifting, and now he's just playing like this. You know what? Paparazzi, you go in front, I'll do the stuff from the back. I'll use people out to cancel TP, I'll Blood Right, I'll Rupture, I'll give you the damage output as well with my Blood Rage. You stay at the front, I stay at the back, do the work. But in the beginning of the game, it was Paparazzi was at the back, while Ori was doing all of the job, and the synergy between these two cores of Vici Gaming is just insanely good.
Got a smoke coming in from Vici, and they're looking for blood. Where's hiding? They know everyone is inside the TNC base. They maybe try and bait a Black Hole. They could just send Paparazzi forward, use the Aegis.
And get them will be great, but of course if you jump in and you get the Centaur again, it's gonna ruin everything.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe. The top lane since the Blood Sister's back. Now, mind you, there's a Monkey King here, and there's also a Nyx Assassin, so Ori could possibly die. Gets a tower tonight, and it looks like they're gonna get into position here with Gabby. Nyx Assassin. He's scared. He's really scared. He doesn't know if there's detection. Oh, if only he knew.
UI with positioning. The guy that you cancel that BKB Black Hole. Nice onto EY. And he's going for range as well, so cast range. That even for the cast range talent as well, basically he can fin grip from their base if you want to.
Oh my god. That's quite absurd. Alright, multi-cast onto the Weaver. Weaver? Morphling. Wrong letter.
Yeah, giving the bottle to the TB so that he can bottle up the double damage as well. He does have the Aegis of the Immortality, so they can make this push happen now.
Would you want to save it? Maybe just go up to the Raxas, whack them in melee form and then go into demon form? Or would you go demon form and then die? Because if you have a double damage,
I think you should go for melee form and then die and then metamorphosis.
Yeah. Even if you just send in illusions, that would be fantastic too.
They're thinking about it, just that they still have to be worried about the black hole. No matter what happens, black hole is good throughout the whole game.
As long as Bane is nearby to get the fuse trip cancelled. Bane, he's on to the 100 cast range. So the range on the grip quite long.
Power.
He's gonna pop the BKB as well. Start BKB. Demon form and double damage. Nexus flips up. Wants to play though from TNC. How are they gonna approach this?
He can't do anything. He doesn't know where DY. If you jump it, it's just a perfect fit to black hole, but DY is there.
Yep, terribly making terribly illusions. He won't play making terribly illusions.
Access what?
They've got to do something because the Raxes are going in for free. Vici lost nothing. They still have Aegis. They got Raxes. TNC, they got to, during these defenses, they've got to do something because now Morphling has used the Morph up. This is going to be on cooldown very soon. And with that on cooldown, that's going to be a major aspect of Morphling not available.
Only fight as well. That's not the big KB, but I'm not sure if he's comfortable enough to fight. And this Weaver is level 20. This is a support Weaver level 20, while Armel is level 19. So then he's got all this experience.
But now secretly a core. Safe side.
Yes, that's all.
Secretly a core.
But now that you have an axe, you can just send the party forward and
sitting in the tree. There, Morphling will spot out Yang as well. They want to go for a jump. They go for it. They're going to try and kill off the center. Remember, he's trying to tank it. He heals. The Enigma is here. He's got his BKB used. All the BKBs. They use a Jester in the center. The Fiend Grip hasn't been used. And they get the multi-cast up onto the base. Nothing to cancel. Yang will finally drop. Huge commitments though. They use all their BKBs and a black hole for a Centaur or Heroes. And they're going to keep going. TP out from Nick. Oh, Fiend Grip is there. Oh my goodness, Tim. Okay, it's 1-1 so far. How are they going to keep going? Ninja Boogie going to go down this time. TNC, they seem so confused. So confused. And they use so many resources to kill off a Centaur.
Yeah, and Ninja Boogie, inside Ninja Boogie said it was like the only job that I had to make sure Bane doesn't cancel the black hole, but the black hole went to a Centaur, only Centaur. And again, catching one there, and Paparazzi just sits from the back. And the Weaver bought so much time. This Weaver was the reason the black hole was even used, because he used the time lapse, and Centaur was like, you know what, I'm running away, and they're like, no, we cannot let this Weaver run, and the Centaur run and just black hole straight away.
And again, rinse and repeat, no black hole, Vici just pushed up high ground. There is basically no AoE outside of maybe Ultimate. They're not even going to be worried about. It's a big... It seems hopeless. It just seems like every single time TNC start to develop this lead, the Vici just disassemble them. Bought back.
Alright, look at the time lapse. There you go.
Okay, they've done some damage to Paparazzi.
Thunder is available.
I mean, he just sundered his teammate. Now he just turns around onto Armel. Now Armel's going to be on the retreat, forced away from the wave. But what does TNC do? It's just untouchable.
Yeah, that was a very toxic Thunder as well, because Ori could have died there to the Adaptive Strike, but he couldn't use it onto the Armel because of the Lincoln Spear.
I've got teammates, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you got a cheese, I got a Thunder, you use the cheese straight away, alright? Alright, mate.
A golden three.
Alright, friend.
Chan will be up in...
Another double damage rate as well in the river.
1 minute. Cool, take it.
I mean, I think they're going to give the ball
Buckle again.
Blade. Yep, same play. Same play with Paparazzi. Another double damage. And then if TNC, they honestly, last defense at this point. Their top lane as their last defense. If they don't fully engage into Vici this time, and they get, let's say they get that single man black hole again, I honestly don't know what TNC could have done better. Because it just seems like they can never get the black hole that they want.
I think it's because of the vision that they don't have. It's still, if they have some kind of vision onto DY, because it's the only guy that can kind of cancel that BKB black hole. So they need to have like wards around their base. Right now they need their wards to be somewhere right at outside their base onto the top lane, because that's where Vici Gaming will be aiming next. So that if they can have the vision onto DY, if the black hole lands onto the Bane and get rid of the Bane like immediately when the black hole is out, I think they kind of will win the team fight straight away, because Armel can fight this TV.
He can fight the TV, but the thing is, like, he can never get a one-on-one man fight versus TV. Because TV always has backup support. Like, there's ruptures, there's grips, there's stampedes, there's hoof stomps. all these spells, and it's preventing TNC from getting that like one-on-one matchup against a Terrorblade. And the thing is, like, Terrorblade, when you're team fighting as well, he just like hits you from like the other side of the map, and you just have to sit there wondering what do you do.
And also Agnes completed on the Centaur as well, so now black hole damage, a lot of it will be negated, like you said.
He had that during the last fight as well, which is the reason why he took so long to die.
Yeah.
So, like, just going to show like how long it took for Centaur to die with the axe.
How are they supposed to die now? They have axe onto the Centaur, they have Sunder onto the Terrorblade, they have axe on the Weaver. They can keep this Terrorblade alive like forever if they want to.
Exactly. Almost crazy. Well, we'll see if there's any plans here for TNC. I mean, the biggest play they can make is catching out all those key heroes in Black Hole.
Yeah. And we see the discipline coming from Vici Gaming as well. Don't want to commit into the fight just because they don't have the Aegis and Cheese on the other side. So they're gonna wait for it and then go for the high ground push. A lot coming from Vici Gaming. Although they have the lead, 16k gold lead, they're not overdoing it. They're gonna play it safe.
Double damage Terrorblade. Oh boy.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, they found the ogre.
You wanna come in?
Get taken down. I don't. They're on the low ground. It'll be safe.
Brainset will get the kill. And this should be a good Roshan timing. In how long? In 40 seconds.
So it's really close. Really, really close.
Shadi done.
Okay. Interesting choice. I'll make him tanky. Great for chase. Gives him lots of stats.
And now both of their carries are forced to get an MKB as well, just to counter that amount of butterfly that Vici can have. Two butterflies.
And now going under the Centaur and do get it. And no scan meat as well. Looking for the black hole. Q gets a he got a cancel straight away. And he's gonna be killed off by that Terrorblade right off the bat. Arno having to morph into strength. Terrorblade just wailing on him. Gabino being chased out by Paparazzi. Look at the Scotty. He's getting slowed up. Armel needs to get out of there. He's actually quite tanky now. Ori's gonna be very careful. Fade comes in from the backside. Hoping to maybe latch onto some bugs. Paparazzi's still here as well, but it looks like that might just be the fight. Vici wanting to re-engage, but TNC not gonna have any of it.
Okay, we'll go for the Roshan. The Roshan is up, and we see that another failed black hole there. Finn's grip, perfect. Straight away, the moment you see the black hole, Finn's grip, cancel it, take the fight. I don't care if I die, but as long as the big team fight, the one team fight spell from TNC is being ruined, I'm happy with the base, and DOI is just happy with that buyback. They got the Roshan as well. Refresh shot is also available for Paparazzi. He can pop the demon form twice now.
Yeah, that was the black hole coming out from Cuckoo was very ambitious. He was hoping he could catch both heroes, but he got neither.
Yep.
He
really need to get that DY. He just need to make sure this Bane dies or someone.
I don't even think it's the Bane. I just feel like his positioning hasn't really been on point with these Enigmas. We see a lot of times Enigmas, they like hide in the tree line, they have 4-star hand blink to get themselves into position. It looks like in the jump right into the high ground, moving down to half HP. Tim's as well just gets deleted. I didn't even steal him at all. Tower going down, Paparazzi wailing on this tower. He's still sitting in the tree. I mean, what can he do? He's sitting in the tree line. He wants to work on command, but look at the positioning here for Vici. They know Gabby's in the tree line. What's it here? Okay, they get the stun up onto Paparazzi. They get the kill. Good buyback though, and now his team's gonna be on the retreat. TNC still looking for more. Can they find it though? Oh, the 3-man turning around. The Thunder. Oh, he wants to turn around. He gets hit with the multi-cast. He's still trying to fight though. This might be a mistake from the Bloodseeker. The time lapse from Faye keeping his teammate alive, and now it's gonna be this tanky Centaur.
Yeah, he still have the cheese. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. His teammates, they don't abandon him. He's not gonna eat it. He said, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, but my teammates will stay alive. That book stopped playing. And the time lapse onto Ori. I think they were just egging Ori to go. They're just like, just go in, dude. We've got your back. We got your back.
But they did get the melee clip on both sides, so Super Crit is deployed on all 3 lanes now. They just destroy this range Rex, and this should be a mega crit for them. But of course there is no Aegis, no cheese. No, cheese is still available on the Centaur, but refresher shot being used as well.
Yeah. So a lot of things being used. Still got some assets left. That was such a good one. That was also, you can say to a certain degree TNC maybe getting a bit too antsy with that kill. Sort of when you chase someone you get grouped up and everything. So Bit of a misplay. I'm gonna try and push up onto the high ground, force out some of these buybacks. Terrorblade does not want to buy back for 10 seconds. So if you're a TNC, you're gonna want to push right now before he comes back. No center over 50. Actually, do they even consider fighting into this when there's no centaur? Silence. Gonna be hit onto Gabby. He's getting hit into rupture. But now
here, black hole is available. He's gonna go to. He's free to use it.
Oh, the black hole! There's no security! There's no way to protect them! That's the age has gone onto the blood seeker. Terribly is that paparazzi. He gets to steal off on the tip. He's super low faded here as well. He gets to re-engage. He's managed to walk out and there's no more disables left. Or he's come back into the fray as well. That was a great black hole, but no more follow-up left for TNC. And now Ninja Boogie. Is he gonna go down Armel? Wants to re-engage. Walk into the Weaver. He's killed her. Oh, beautiful combo. But now he has to man fight this big bad paparazzi. So there's no demon form. Oh, Gabby almost getting the boundless strike off. Almost getting the boundless.
Alright, now back at a time like this. Only another 8 seconds to use the Thunder. Can get this. I think it's more painful for TNC there. No, actually it's more painful for Vici Gaming. They managed to defend the tower, but they lost their Aegis and also their Bloodseeker, and they forced out a buyback. So it looks like Vici Gaming wants to end this game now.
Yep, well, they want to end the game now, and they're just going to push the creeps, and then hope maybe just wait for another Roche respawn. Honestly, Vici, they are not pressured into ending this game anytime soon.
I'm not sure why he brought back. There's two heroes with buybacks on the side of TNC. Both Morphling and the Monkey King, both of them do have the buyback.
We're going to start slowly taking some of these Raxes, because we've got a couple of Raxes still sprinkling into TNC's base. So Rax number 1 taken down, next Rax, okay, they're going to jump onto the Ogre. No commitment for TNC. Ghost Scepter will create space for Ninja Boogie. He's still hit with the rupture, so he's not
go for the Mega Grips. One more Rex. This is the last one.
Ninja Boogie still. Okay, Ninja Boogie's got to lead himself out there. Oh, the beautiful timelapse and the black hole. Can they kill him off though? Where's the backup? They gotta save that Turblade. He gets it. He gets the heal. That's gonna be. Oh my god, Gabby doing the damage. They kill off the Turblade. He has buyback though. His team has dispersed, but they have the Raxes.
Wait, what? How did he get this?
Was that time lapse? I think it was cheese. Was it cheese?
How did he get another black hole?
What do you mean another black hole?
He just used the black hole in the lane. Oh, he had a refresher orb. It's in the courier.
Oh, you didn't know? Okay.
Okay, I didn't know yet. A refresher orb in the courier.
Okay.
Wait, what? But they did get the Mega Crit. That is what is important, and buyback is still available for the Terrorblade.
Yeah, TNC right now, they're hoping there's no buyback left on this Terrorblade, but
it is available also onto the Viva. I think Viva don't mind dying now.
He doesn't. Monkey King has a monkey. He's got his item. He's got the Monkey King button.
Bar, yes.
So he's got the himself bar. Okay.
Alright, Hex is done onto the Weaver as well. So do you have one form of lockdown onto the both Monkey King and also the Morphling?
Also great play from Enigma. He's got Eidolons in the creep. Oh, they're running in the wrong direction. Are they coming middle? Okay, apparently the Eidolons do not want to push the creep way.
They want to get the...
They're rebelling.
Shrine.
Goddamn children, hate this nowadays.
Alright, they're gonna group up, they're gonna wait for the Starblade to come and then they're gonna push. But of course, they're gonna push these creeps really fast, but Gabby do have the Battle Fury and he can clear the wave really fast as well. But I'm not sure if they can actually push the wave themselves. If they even if they win a team fight, chances of Vici Gaming just buying BOTs and tipping to the ancient and kill is still possible.
Okay, so if you're Cuckoo, what talent do you go for in this game?
Sure, actually. Because
technically they've got Mega Creep. They could push with demonic conversions, but then Malefice, like 5 instances of Malefice is great. So it sort of depends. Like they could essentially use all of the Eidolons to push away. Oh my goodness, Monkey King! Oh, Monkey King! Do not leave the base, Gabby. Do not leave the base. Oh, he's in the tree. The team coming in. He's stunned. He's down the hub. He's hexed up. They've killed the monkey. Gripper's used, as well as Armel. He is locked into the Centaur. He's going to try and jump forward. He's got nothing left. He's waiting forward. They're going to go into the Centaur. Silence is there. Laura going in with the BKB, rushing forward. Get the stun. He's firing. He can't. He's got my back. The black hole of the century. Gabby's coming in. Here comes command. Boundless strike on the 2. Death everywhere. And the only survivor is that Centaur. He is out of there. But TNC.
That buyback from Gabby was just perfect. It's like, I have black hole, alright, I'm coming in. He picked straight away and the
he just look at him, he's like, guys, you're gonna guide this guy. My children.
And,
oh my goodness.
And the fact that Ninja Boogie managed to capture that Pin straight from the high ground and the multi-cast straight away killed the Bane. Bane straight away, like, useless. If he was there, if the Pin straight was the whole duration, I think Armor would have been dead like much earlier, and I don't think they could have been that much death on the side of Vici Gaming, but
there's buybacks, okay?
Yeah, there is buyback.
There are buybacks. But the good news here for TNC, the creep waves are so in favor of TNC right now. Top wave, incredibly pushed. Bottom lane being pushed by Armel. He's got no bridge of travels, but he can travel back into that middle lane just by walking, so all the lanes are pushed, so there's no chance of any sort of pushback here for Vici. So now it's time for them to defend while they wait out this death timer for Ori, because they have buyback.
Buyback to I think they can let go of this one, right?
They can let go of
Oh, they want a buyback.
Okay, Weaver's there. There's still no Terrorblade. Terrorblade would not want to buy back right now for those extra 20 seconds. You do not want to buy back last minute. They got to finish up these Raxes.
If they go for tier 4 straight away, they have to buy back.
No, I think they're going for Raxes. They're trying to trade. They're trying to trade the towers and the Raxes so that at least when it comes to these creep waves pushing, it's not going to be so painful. They gotta hurry up 4 seconds. Beautiful setup for Yang. They're trying to set up for the Terrorblade for TP, and he's gonna go right next to the Raxes. Here's the retreat for TNC. They need to get out of here right now. Hex is there, gonna kill off the bugs. Gripper's there, gets cancelled instantly. Wukong's command. Gonna send everyone on Vici back. Vici. I think for Vici, they're just glad they didn't lose anything else in that.
Yep. They didn't buy back onto Terrorblade. I think that's a win for them. If anything goes wrong, they can still buy back. But he doesn't have enough gold though. He needs to farm a bit more, maybe 3 to 4 quick, and then maybe things will change. But
from TNC.
This could be big. They do have double black hole. Refresher is up, BKB is up.
Oh, Enigma! They know something's up with the Roche with Cuckoo. He's nervous. Cuckoo was nervous.
They'll be very careful. I think
they're giving Roche. I think they're gonna give Roche. Look at TNC. They have to defend the base.
Yeah, that is the problem. They have to defend the base and also fight for this Roche. That's one advantage that Vici Gaming have that they don't.
Oh my goodness, Hurricane Pike available on Morphling. Okay, so they picked up items. They're sacking the Roche. They're absolutely sacking the Roche to say, guys, we need to prepare for a base defense because their last T4 tower, 62 HP. The hero's out.
He doesn't regen as well, and there's a DD available.
Oh, there's a refresher shot and yeah, don't forget that. It's gonna be double shot now. It's shot on the center. That's double stampede.
That's a long duration of damage reduction.
Exactly.
Okay. This could be the last team fight.
Time to push and shove for Vici. Their last base defense. All the creeps in favor of Vici Gaming right now. Bottom lane, luckily for TNC, is not pushed in. Not pushed in. Armel actually going into terribly demon form to try and push some of these creeps back. Have to use some of
the other side.
Okay, try to look for an angle. He's looking for an angle. Creeps though, they're really starting to push. Arrow's down. Okay, and Kamarati's just gonna go.
Alright,
this is the play. And this is gonna be so confusing for TNC. Who do you go for? The Fiend group? Yep, there's a refresh shot used onto Yang. That's gonna be another stampede damage reduction. Black hole for nothing! Cuckoo, what are you doing? He gets it, but he dies to the Terrorblade illusions. And this might just be it for TNC. We get some more tips for Cuckoo. And it looks like Vici Gaming are going to be able to 2-0 TNC.
That is GG. Actually, he actually caught the Weaver, but the pushback came from the Morphlings. So we got pushed out from the black hole. So just like that, the game is over for TNC Predator as Vici Gaming was 2-0. Over for TNC